Published 1440 Est, the 24th of November 2017. Updated 2019 Est, the 24th of November 2017. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge were the surprise stars of tonight's Royal Variety Performance show, when Will was cajoled into taking part in a comedy sketch by the show's host Miranda Hart. Kate burst into fits of giggles when the Duke gamely took part in a comedy skit, obligingly shouting the catchphrase "such fun" whenever Hart requested him to from the stage at the London Palladium. Sitting in the royal box under a spotlight, the Duke performed his part enthusiastically while the Duchess dissolved into fits of laughter. Hart said that compelling Prince William to participate in the show was on her to-do list for the royal variety duties. Scroll down for video. Deep in conversation, Prince William and Paloma Faith chat intently, as did many performers after the 105th Royal Variety Performance show. Royal greeting. Kate and Will stayed to meet performers after the Royal Variety show, joking and laughing with them. Charismatic Duke Will entertained the entertainers after the show as the royal couple stayed to meet the performers tonight. Royal duties commend Miranda Hart left and centre cajoled Prince William into performing in a comedy sketch show from the royal box at tonight's Royal Variety show, but as these pictures show, there were no hard feelings as Will and Kate warmly shook hands with Miranda and other performers after the show in the London Palladium Theatre, waving to the crowds. Kate and Will greet enthusiastic guests and onlookers at the Royal Variety show at London Palladium. Blushing Prince Will gamely takes part in a comedy sketch, led by the show's host Miranda Hart, while Kate giggled next to him while the couple sat under the spotlight in the royal box. Charming Kate Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, speaks to Patricia Hodge and Sarah Hadland after the 105th Royal Variety Performance show at the London Palladium. Coming up, roses. Kate chats to Sarah Hadland, wearing a black and red floral dress, and Sally Phillips, wearing a pink faux fur coat and hot pink patterned dress. After the show, Kate thanked all the performers after the 105th Royal Variety Performance show at the London Palladium. Kate laughs as Patricia Hodge regales her with an anecdote after the show, as Sarah Hadland listens in while smiling warmly. Will compliments performers from the dance, a physical theatre and circus troupe Circus Abyssinia after the show in London. People smile as Kate greets them and chats enthusiastically with everyone after the show finished tonight in London. Royal exit. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge were pictured as they left the Royal Variety Performance show tonight. A glowing princess waved to onlookers as she left the venue tonight, looking picture perfect after a long but enjoyable night. Always time for a joke. The royal couple share a private giggle as they walk through the London Palladium after the show. The royal couple enjoyed performances by Louise Tomlinson, The Killers, Seal, Tokyo Myers and The Script tonight in London. Arriving in style, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge joined a dazzling array of stars at the Royal Variety Performance show. Kate, who is 4 months pregnant with the couple's third child, looked stunning in a crystal-embellished blue gown. Golden couple Kate looked elegant as she arrived at the 105th Royal Variety Performance in her floor-length blue dress and silver stiletto heels, while Will looked dapper in black tie, beautiful in blue. The Duchess smiled warmly at guests as her husband, the Duke of Cambridge, shook hands with attendees. The couple last attended the event in 2014 when Kate, who was then pregnant with Princess Charlotte, showed off her burgeoning bump in a black lace gown from Diane von Furstenberg, a dress also owned by Prince Harry's girlfriend the Duchess, wearing a sparkling Jenny Packham gown, and Duke, in black tie, went straight into the auditorium in time for the national anthem, and are due to meet performers on stage after the show. The Duchess of Cambridge, who is 4 months pregnant, looked radiant in her heavily embellished Jenny Packham dress. Kate still looked beautiful as she left the venue and walked towards her waiting chauffeur-driven car in London tonight. Kate's growing baby bump was just visible under her embellished blue dress, adorned with beads, sequins and flowers, as she sat back in the car seat with Will as the couple smiled happily as they left the venue. Prince Charming Will waved to adoring onlookers as he left the show tonight, with Kate sitting by his side as their chauffeur drove the couple home after an enjoyable and eventful evening. Hart had kicked off the show with a reference to the royal guests, singing "There's No Duchess Like Show Duchess" during her rendition of Irving Berlin's Annie Get Your Gun classic. She later asked whether the Duke and Duchess, who are expecting their third child, were suffering throne envy after she sat on a grand gold and red seat on stage. Addressing them in the invented plural of "Your Royal Highness," she promised more royal aunts participation to come as the night went on. And she held true to her words when she convinced Will to participate by shouting her catchphrase "such fun" on request. Kate, who is 4 months pregnant with the couple's third child, looked stunning in a bespoke Jenny Packham crystal-embellished length blue gown. After their unexpected participation in the show, the couple enjoyed performances by Paloma Faith, The Killers, Louis Tomlinson, Seal and the Script at the London Palladium. With 89 shows spanning 105 years, the event is held in aid of the Entertainment Artistes Benevolent Fund, of which the Queen is patron. The couple last attended the event in 2014 when Kate, who was then pregnant with Princess Charlotte, showed off her burgeoning bump in a black lace gown from Diane von Furstenberg, a dress also owned by Prince Harry's girlfriend and rumoured fiancée, Meghan Markle. Kate beamed at the performance as her husband howled with laughter from their seat in the royal box at the theatre. In the spotlight, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge were illuminated in the royal box right as they attended the Royal Variety performance at the London Palladium in central London. Royally funny Miranda Hart even got the Duke of Cambridge to partake in her comic show at the London Palladium tonight. Musician Tokyo Myers pictured performing on stage at the 105th Royal Variety Performance Show in London tonight. The couple clapped as a variety of performers took to the stage, including Miranda Hart, The Killers and Louis Tomlinson, regaling the royal crowd. Musician Tokyo Myers performed in front of the great and the good of Britain at the Royal Variety lavish evening. The Royal Variety performance dates back to 1912 when King George V and Queen Mary William's great-great-grandparents agreed to attend a Royal Command performance at the Palace Theatre in London. The look of love. The couple seemed to thoroughly enjoy the 105th Royal Variety Performance Show, but they still had eyes for each other as they sat in the royal box, which was festooned with red flowers. The Duchess of Cambridge wore drop diamond earrings. Her hair was in curls and her Jenny Packham dress reflected the light. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge smiled as they drove through central London to attend the show tonight. Then and now. The couple last attended the event in 2014 when Kate, who was then pregnant with Princess Charlotte, showed off her burgeoning bump in a black lace gown from Diane von Furstenberg left, but this time she wore blue. Right, Harry, who is tipped to announce his engagement to Miss Markle any day now, attended back in 2015 when he met stars including Elton John and Jack White. The royal couple are attending the London Palladium in the royal box, accompanied by Laurie Mansfield, live president and executive producer of the Royal Variety charity, and Giles Cooper, chairman and executive producer of the same. The Royal Variety performance takes place in aid of the Royal Variety charity, of which the Queen is patron. It dates back to 1912 when King George V and Queen Mary William's great-great-grandparents agreed to attend a Royal Command performance at the Palace Theatre in London. The first installment was in aid of the Variety Artistes Benevolent Fund and its proposed plans to build an extension to its Brinsworth House home for elderly entertainers. A second royal show was performed in July 1919 and billed as a celebration of post-war peace. It became an annual event at the suggestion of George V in 1921, when the king decreed that the monarch or a senior member of the royal family would attend an annual performance in aid of Brinsworth House and the Royal Variety charity once a year thereafter. Glittering gala with 89 shows spanning 105 years, the event is held in aid of the Entertainment Artistes Benevolent Fund, of which the Queen is patron. Back in black, Paloma Faith left wore an extravagant, structured black dress with a high neck, long sleeves with voluminous feathers forming the base layer of the skirt. Her hair was slicked back in a high ponytail. Louis Tomlinson of One Direction right was more casually attired in a black bomber jacket. Joan Collins looked stunning in a pale pink gown, embellished matching shoes with a butterfly motif and a fur-trimmed coat, while Kelsey Kramer arrived in black tie with his blonde-haired partner on his arm. Pop star Louis Tomlinson arrived at the venue in a black Vetements bomber jacket and Adidas tracksuit pants. This was to demonstrate the royal family's love and support for the entertainment industry and its associated charity. Today, it is aired by an estimated 152 million viewers worldwide, bringing the cream of international talent to the London stage, making it the most successful and longest-running entertainment show in the world. The money raised from the show helps hundreds of entertainers throughout the UK, who need help and assistance as a result of old age, ill health, or hard times. Traditionally, the Queen has taken it in turns with the Prince of Wales to attend the show, but Harry, William and Kate's repeated attendance is a demonstration demonstration of how the younger members of the family are increasingly stepping in to help the Queen in her 10th decade. Charles and Camilla led the performance in 2013, while the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh last went in the Diamond Jubilee year of 2012. Kate, 35, returned to royal duties in October after battling a bout of hyperemesis gravidarum, an acute form of severe morning sickness, which forced the couple to announce their baby news earlier than planned. Bedbound at Kensington Palace, she was forced to miss Prince George's first day of school at Thomas Battersea. The origins of the royal variety performance date back to 1912, when King George V and Queen Mary agreed to attend a royal command performance at the Palace Theatre in London, in aid of the Variety Artistes Benevolent Fund. In July 1919, the second royal show was performed and was the first to be billed a royal variety performance. Held at London's Coliseum, the show was staged as a celebration of peace. As the official announcement expressed, it had been commanded by the King to show his appreciation of the generous manner in which artistes of the variety stage had helped the numerous funds connected with the war. The Queen, later known as the Queen Mother, followed by young Princess Margaret at the Royal Variety performance in 1951, left, and Sarah, Duchess of York, attends in 19,861,966, saw the entire English football team take to the stage after their World Cup triumph, and in 1967 Sanshaw will be remembered for changing from her stage outfit to meet Her Majesty the Queen. Minnie is fine on stage, but I am told it would be more elegant to be presented to the Queen in something a little more special. The 2014 Royal Variety performance returned to the London Palladium and welcomed the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge for their first time, the Duchess being 5 months pregnant with Princess Charlotte. The show will be remembered for the hilarious anecdotes of host Michael McIntyre, who got so enthused by the aunt's reaction that he ran over by 40 minutes. Highlights included Ed Sheeran and Ellie Goulding appearing on the Royal Variety for their first time, the hugely successful One Direction, Britain's Got Talent winners Calabro, and the amazing Dame Shirley Bassey, who proved that after all these years she is still one of the greatest female singers of all time.